My name is Michael Franklin. I'm 28 years old. I'm from the East Bay, California. I was in the military. I'm heterosexual, and I'm an ally of the gay community. In the military, I did electronics and weapon systems interfaces with radar, technical stuff. So I knew of one guy who was LGBT, and then, there were other people that were rumored to have been, and I can't remember if they were actually or not, but there was one guy that I actually knew that was gay.
Was it an issue for him being gay while serving?
I think it was, yeah. He seemed very isolated. People didn't really treat him badly, adversely, but there was always this like taboo kind of awkwardness throughout the ship about just being gay in general and the whole don't ask, don't tell policy. So that isolated people just naturally and kept him isolated, so it was kind of a twofold effect. And he always seemed very withdrawn. He did attempt suicide, and I don't know whether or not it had to do with solely not being able to be who he was sexually and openly in the military, but if I could make an educated guess, I think that may have been the case, or at least it may have been a strong contributing factor. But he was a nice guy. When I would engage him in conversation, he seemed like a very open guy. He seemed to be happy to talking to somebody, because when you're on a boat, you're in the Gulf for 6 months at a time, and all you have are the people you're on the ship with. And if you can't socialize or just speak to people in a normal human capacity, then I imagine that can be kind of miserable. And for the most part, people aren't that uncomfortable with it in the military. It's something that's different. And what I noticed, contrary to any presumptions that I may have had about people in the military, maybe typically being from the Midwest and maybe being ignorant or narrow-minded, was not true. There are always people that are hateful and that are ignorant, but for the most part, people were very, very indifferent as to someone's sexual preferences. And I think don't ask, don't tell is something that does not create camaraderie or unity in the military. It just separates people, and it makes people feel uncomfortable about being who they are. As an ally, I can't relate personally, but I can definitely sympathize with that sense of isolation, not feeling like you have anybody or that you can be yourself. And all I can say, I don't want this to sound empty, is that you can't give up. We're steadily becoming more progressive, and there are plenty of people like me, plenty of heterosexual allies out there in the military and just in society that feel the same way and that sympathize with you. On my mind as to the value of LGBT soldiers, and I know that eventually we're going to squash this. We are all in this fight together.